My parents sent a message. We changed all the locks on every door. You're not welcome here anymore. So I said nothing back, called the police with my deed, and had them forcibly removed from the $1.8 million house that was always mine. Welcome back, beautiful people. Before we begin, subscribe and tell us in the comments where you're tuning in from. We love seeing this community grow worldwide. The text came through at 2:47 a.m. I was in the hospital, sitting beside my dying grandmother's bed, holding her cold hand as machines beeped their monotonous rhythm. My phone lit up the darkness and my mother's words burned into my retinas. We changed all the locks on every door. You're not welcome here anymore. Your things are in the garage. Come get them when we're not home. I read it 3 times. 4 times. My grandmother, Mama Gloria, stirred slightly, her breathing shallow. She'd raised me in that house since I was 8 years old, after my parents decided parenting was too stressful, and dumped me on her doorstep with a garbage bag of clothes. That house. The beautiful craftsman-style home with the wraparound porch and the magnolia tree out front. Mama Gloria bought it in 1987 with her late husband's life insurance money. She called me 2 years ago, her voice shaky. Baby girl, I'm putting this house in your name. I don't trust your mama and them. They'll sell it for drug money the second I'm gone. I was 32 then. I'd built a successful career as a corporate attorney, sent Mama Gloria money every month, paid for her medications, her groceries. My parents? They appeared twice a year, Christmas and her birthday, with empty promises and extended hands. Now she was dying and they were stealing my home. My phone buzzed again. This time my brother Owen. Mom says you better not start no drama. We taking care of business now. Grandma would want us to have the house. I almost laughed. Owen was 35 and hadn't held a job in 7 years. He lived in Mama Gloria's basement. My basement, playing video games and selling weed to teenagers. My sister Emily was worse. She'd stolen Mama Gloria's credit cards twice, racked up $23,000 in debt that I'd paid off to protect my grandmother's credit score. But they were the golden children. Always had been. When I graduated law school summa cum laude, my mother said, "That's nice, baby," then spent 20 minutes bragging about Owen getting his GD. When I made partner at 30, she told me I was getting uppity and needed to remember where I came from. The nurse entered, checking Mama Gloria's vitals. "You should get some rest, honey. She's stable for now." But I couldn't leave. I pulled out my laptop and accessed my secure files. There it was. The deed transfer, notarized and recorded at the county office 23 months ago. The house at 1847 Maple Grove Drive was legally, irrevocably mine. Mama Gloria had made sure of it. I looked at her weathered face, remembering how she taught me to read on that porch, how she'd stayed up helping me with college applications while my parents partied 3 states away. "I won't let them take it, Mama," I whispered. Mama Gloria died at 6:18 a.m. I was holding her hand, singing her favorite hymn through my tears. The nurse gave me privacy and I sat there for an hour just remembering. Remembering summer afternoons making sweet tea on her stove, winter nights watching old movies under handmade quilts. Every moment of love she'd given when my own parents had given nothing. My phone stayed silent. My parents didn't call. Owen didn't text. They didn't know yet or didn't care. I drove to the house at noon, my eyes burning from crying, my black dress still smelling like hospital antiseptic. From the street, everything looked normal. The magnolia tree swayed in the breeze, the porch swing creaked on its chain. Then I saw the cars, 3 of them parked arrogantly across the driveway. My mother's rust bucket Impala, Owen's girlfriend's Honda, and a U-Haul truck. I walked up the porch steps I'd swept 1,000 times. The key wouldn't turn. They'd actually done it. Changed the locks on my house. Through the window I could see them. My mother directing traffic like a general. Owen carrying out Mama Gloria's antique lamp. Emily wrapping pictures in newspaper. I knocked. Hard. The sound echoed through the neighborhood. My mother appeared at the door, her face twisted in false concern. She didn't open it. She spoke through the wood. "Go away, child. We're grieving. You can come back next week for your little boxes." Open the door. My voice was steady cold. Years of courtroom experience taught me control. Open it now. Through the window I saw Owen laugh. He said something to Emily and they both grinned. My mother's voice came back, dripping with condescension. This is our house now. Mama would want us to have it. You got your fancy condo downtown. You don't need this. Something inside me crystallized. All the years of being treated like an obligation, like a burden, like nothing. I'm giving you 30 seconds to open this door or I'm calling the police. Call them. Emily's voice, shrill and triumphant. We're her children. We got rights. I pulled out my phone. Dialed 911. The operator answered and I said calmly, professionally, I need officers at 1847 Maple Grove Drive. I'm the property owner and there are people who've broken in and changed my locks. They're currently removing my possessions without permission. The operator confirmed units were en route. Through the door I heard my mother's voice change, uncertainty creeping in. She's bluffing. She don't own nothing. I sat on the porch swing and waited. My hands were shaking but my resolve was iron. Mama Gloria had fought for me my whole life. Now it was my turn to fight for what she'd given me. 8 minutes. That's how long it took for 2 patrol cars to arrive. Officer Rodriguez stepped out first, a seasoned woman with kind eyes. Officer Lawson followed, younger, alert. My mother finally opened the door, her face a mask of tearful distress. Officers, thank God you're here, she wailed. This is my mother's house and my daughter is trying to throw us out during our time of grief. Mama just passed this morning. Real tears now streaming down her face. Academy Award worthy. I stood, smoothed my dress and approached with my phone in hand. Officers, I'm Dr. Alexandra Hayes. I'm an attorney and I'm the legal owner of this property. These individuals have unlawfully changed the locks and are currently trespassing. Dr. Hayes. Officer Rodriguez's eyebrow raised slightly. Recognition flickered. We'd been on opposite sides of a case 2 years ago. She'd respected my work then. You're the property owner? She's lying. Owen burst out onto the porch. Our grandmother owned this house for 40 years. She just died. I handed Officer Rodriguez my phone, displaying the recorded deed. This property was transferred to me in February 2 years ago. I have the physical deed in my safety deposit box, but the digital record is here, along with the county registration number. Officer Lawson examined the document, then checked his computer. Ma'am, he said to my mother, this deed shows Dr. Hayes as the current legal owner. My mother's face transformed from grief to fury in seconds. That house should be mine. I'm her daughter. She stole it. Actually, I said quietly, Mama Gloria gave it to me because she knew exactly what you'd do with it. You turned her against us. My mother was screaming now, all pretense of grief abandoned. You always thought you were better than us with your degrees and your fancy job. You poisoned her mind. Officer Rodriguez's hand moved to her radio. Ma'am, I need you to calm down. But my mother was beyond calm. 20 years of resentment poured out. We took care of her. We visited. We loved her and you swooped in like some vulture, convinced her to give you everything. You visited twice a year. My voice cut through her hysteria like a blade. Christmas and her birthday. I was here every Sunday. I paid her medical bills. $47,000 worth. I bought her groceries. I held her hand when she had chemo. Where were you? Emily appeared in the doorway, holding one of Mama Gloria's jewelry boxes. We had our own lives. We couldn't just drop everything like you. You couldn't spend one afternoon a month with the woman who raised me because you were too busy? I stepped closer. The woman who fed you, housed you, gave you money every time you asked? Officer Lawson cleared his throat. Folks, here's what's going to happen. Dr. Hayes is the legal owner. Everyone else needs to leave the property immediately. We got stuff here. Owen protested. Our belongings. You mean my belongings, I corrected. Everything in that house is mine. The furniture Mama Gloria bought. The photographs on the walls. Every dish, every book, every memory. My mother's eyes narrowed. You heartless bitch. The words hung in the air, heartless bitch, from the woman who dropped me off at age 8 and didn't look back. Officer Rodriguez stiffened. Ma'am, that's enough. You need to exit the property now or you'll be arrested for trespassing. I want my mother's jewelry. Emily clutched the box tighter. These were supposed to be mine. I pulled out another document, Mama Gloria's will, which I'd helped her draft. According to Mama Gloria's last will and testament, all personal property goes to me, with specific instructions that you three receive nothing due to repeated financial exploitation and emotional neglect. I read her words exactly. Those are direct quotes. My mother's face went purple. She wasn't in her right mind. We'll contest it. She had a cognitive assessment done by Dr. Morrison at her request. She scored perfectly. Try contesting it. I'll bury you in legal fees you can't afford. Owen lunged forward, but Officer Lawson stepped between us. Sir, back up now. This is bullshit. Owen spat. You always sucked up to her, playing the perfect grandchild, and now you're throwing us out of our own family home. Your family home? Something broke inside me. You lived in the basement rent-free for 7 years. You sold drugs from her property. She cried to me about it, begged me to help you, and I paid for rehab, twice, which you walked out of. This stopped being your family home when you stopped treating it like one. The truth was a hammer and I wielded it mercilessly. As officers escorted my family to their vehicles, my mother stopped, turned back. Her face was different now, calculating, desperate. What about the money? My stomach dropped. What money? The cash. Mama kept cash in the house. Probably 50,000-60,000. We got a right to that. I looked at Officer Rodriguez. I need to check the property for theft. Inside, the house was devastated. They'd been through everything. Drawers dumped, closets emptied, floorboards pried up in Mama Gloria's bedroom. The antique lamp was gone. Her wedding china shattered on the kitchen floor. Photos ripped from frames, the frames themselves missing. But it was Mama Gloria's bedroom that destroyed me. Her mattress was sliced open, stuffing everywhere. Her closet ransacked. And her secret spot, the loose board under her dresser where she'd kept her emergency money, was empty. I found Owen in the driveway loading a box into the truck. Where's the money? What money? His smirk was infuriating. The $60,000 from under her floorboard. That money was for her funeral expenses. Don't know what you're talking about. But his girlfriend's new purse said otherwise. Gucci, probably $2,000. Officer Rodriguez called for backup. Dr. Hayes, if you can prove that money existed and was stolen, we can search their vehicles. I ran back inside to Mama Gloria's desk. Her meticulous records, she documented everything. Bank withdrawal slips, dated and logged. $60,000 withdrawn over 2 years, noted as emergency savings. The last entry 3 days ago. Within 30 minutes, 3 more police cars arrived. My family's vehicles were searched systematically while they screamed about rights and harassment. I stood on the porch, my grandmother's logbook in hand, feeling like a stranger in my own skin. This wasn't how I wanted to spend the day Mama Gloria died. I should have been planning her funeral, calling her church friends, crying in peace. Instead, I was watching my mother get patted down by female officers while she cursed my name. Officer Lawson emerged from the U-Haul holding a shoebox. Dr. Hayes? We found this hidden under a tarp. Stacks of bills bound with rubber bands. He counted it carefully, $58,400. The officers found more in Emily's trunk, stuffed in a duffel bag under spare clothes. Another $1,600. My mother's face went gray. We were keeping it safe. We were gonna use it for Mama's funeral. By hiding it in a U-Haul? Officer Rodriguez's voice was flat. Ma'am, you're under arrest for theft. Owen exploded. You're really doing this? You're sending your own mother to jail? I'm protecting what Mama Gloria worked her whole life for. My voice cracked. She cleaned houses for 40 years to save that money. She went without so she could have something for emergencies. And you, all of you, you couldn't even wait until she was buried before you started stealing. Emily started crying, real tears this time. We needed it. Owen owes people money. Bad people. The truth finally. Owen had gambling debts. Mama Gloria had mentioned it once, worried, but he'd sworn he'd stopped. They put my mother in handcuffs. The metal clicked and something inside me shattered. Despite everything, despite the neglect, the abandonment, the cruelty, she was still my mother. I'd grown in her body. She'd given me life, even if she'd never given me love. Wait. The word escaped before I could stop it. Officer Rodriguez paused. Dr. Hayes. My mother's eyes met mine, and for 1 second, I saw something that might have been regret. Or maybe just fear. Please, she whispered. Don't do this to me. I thought about Mama Gloria, about how she'd forgiven them over and over. How she'd taken them back every time they needed something, how she'd cried when they left again. How she died hoping they might love her as much as she loved them. Officer Rodriguez, I need a moment. I walked back into the house, into the destruction they'd caused. Mama Gloria's favorite chair was overturned. Her Bible, the one she'd read every morning for 50 years, was on the floor, pages torn. They'd even stolen the blanket she'd crocheted herself, the one she'd wrapped me in when I was 8 and terrified. I picked up a photograph from the debris. Me at 10, gap-toothed and grinning, Mama Gloria's arms around me. Behind us, barely in frame, my mother looked away, distracted, already leaving. I walked back outside. Press charges. All of them. My mother's face contorted with rage. You vindictive bitch. I'll make you regret this. No, I said quietly. You already did. 3 days later, I buried Mama Gloria. The church was full. Her friends, neighbors, people from her old job. The choir sang His Eye is on the Sparrow, her favorite hymn. I gave the eulogy, my voice steady, until I talked about how she'd braided my hair every Sunday morning, how she taught me that love wasn't blood but choice. My family didn't come. They were out on bail, forbidden from contacting me. After the funeral, I went back to the house. I'd hired cleaners, repairmen, security. The locks were changed again, this time by me properly. I walked through rooms full of memories, touching walls that had sheltered me, protected me, made me who I was. In Mama Gloria's bedroom, I found something the thieves had missed. A letter tucked inside her Bible, written in her shaky handwriting 3 weeks before she died. My dearest Alexandra, if you're reading this, I'm gone home to glory. Don't you cry too long, baby. You gave me the best years of my life. Your mama and them, they're my children and I love them, but they're broken in ways I couldn't fix. You were never broken. You were always whole, always strong, always mine in the ways that matter. That house is yours. Not because you deserve it more, but because you'll honor it. You'll fill it with love like we did, not emptiness like they would. Don't let guilt make you weak. I'm not asking you to hate them. Hate is a heavy burden. But I'm not asking you to save them either. You've spent enough of your life trying to earn love from people who don't know how to give it. Be free, baby. Be happy. Be everything I knew you could be. And when you have children someday, love them the way I loved you, completely, without conditions, without end. That's the only revenge worth taking. Your Mama Gloria. I sat on her floor and cried until I couldn't breathe. The trial was quick. Owen pleaded out, 3 months in county jail, probation, restitution. Emily got probation and community service, mandated therapy. My mother fought it, but the evidence was overwhelming. The judge wasn't sympathetic. Mrs. Hayes, he said, looking over his glasses at her, you exploited your dying mother's generosity, changed locks on property you didn't own, and stole $60,000 in cash on the day she died. Your daughter showed remarkable restraint in not seeking maximum penalties. She got 6 months, suspended to 3 with time served. But the real punishment was the restraining order. She couldn't contact me for 5 years. At the sentencing, she looked at me across the courtroom. Her mouth formed words, I'm sorry. But I'd heard those words before, after every broken promise, every disappointment. They meant nothing. Outside the courthouse, Owen's girlfriend approached me. He's sorry, you know. He's really sorry. Tell him to get help. Real help. And to leave me alone. She nodded, eyes sad. That house, your grandma talked about you all the time. She was so proud. We knew it should be yours. Then why'd you help them steal? Because I love him. And love makes you do stupid things. I almost laughed. No. Fear makes you do stupid things. Love would have made you tell him to be better. She had no answer to that. I walked away, feeling lighter with each step. Mama Gloria was right. Hate was heavy. So I set it down. Not forgiveness, not yet, maybe never. But release. They weren't my burden to carry anymore. 6 months later, I stood on the porch of 1847 Maple Grove Drive, watching the sun set through the magnolia tree. The house was fully restored now, better than before. I'd kept everything of Mama Gloria's, created a small shrine in her bedroom with her photos, her Bible, her favorite quilt. But I'd also made it mine. A home office for my growing private practice. A garden where I grew the same tomatoes she taught me to plant. A porch swing where I sat every Sunday morning with my coffee, talking to her like she was still there. I got the promotion, Mama, I said to the evening air. Managing partner. And I'm starting a scholarship fund in your name, for kids raised by their grandparents. Kids like me who need someone to believe in them. A cardinal landed on the railing, Mama Gloria's favorite bird. She used to say cardinals were messages from heaven. My phone buzzed. A text from Emily. I finished rehab. I know you don't want to hear from me, but thank you for not giving up on me completely. I'm trying to be better. I stared at it for a long time. Typed and deleted responses. Finally settled on, I'm glad you're getting help. Take care of yourself. Not forgiveness. Not reconciliation. But not hate either. Just acknowledgement that we'd all survived, differently damaged, separately healing. That night, I lay in Mama Gloria's house, my house, and felt peace for the first time since that 2:47 a.m. text. The story could have ended in bitterness, in endless legal battles, in a family forever fractured. Instead, it ended with a woman who learned that love without boundaries isn't love, it's self-destruction. That honoring someone's memory means protecting what they built, even from the people they loved. That sometimes the family you're born into isn't the family you keep. Mama Gloria taught me to stand tall. The rest, the pain, the betrayal, the long walk toward peace, that was my lesson to learn. Thank you for listening to my story. If you've ever had to choose between family and self-respect, between guilt and boundaries, you're not alone. Drop a like, share your story in the comments, and subscribe for more real stories about surviving family trauma. Remember, blood doesn't require you to bleed. The house still stands. So do I. And that's enough.